Interstate 5 Columbia River Bridge Replacement. Clark County transit riders already transfer from buses to nearby light rail in Portland. There is still time to say no to extending Portland's MAX light rail through the Interstate Bridge Replacement IBR proposal for Vancouver. The whole project is on paper at this point. The current IBR director is leaving and new budget estimates are due this month. Clark County's C-TRAN bus system can still keep connections to nearby Portland light rail. By Johann, December 10th, 2025. Driving over the frumpy green steel span connecting Vancouver to Portland, it's easy to wonder why there is not a modern bridge. The frustrating truth is, for almost 20 years, the argument has not been about the bridge itself, but about extending Portland's nearby MAX light rail into Vancouver. Choosing not to include MAX does not mean building a single commuter cars only bridge. A new span can accommodate C-TRAN buses, HOV lanes, rideshare, bicycles, and future technologies. The rail component has been vexing the proposal all along. Rail is so expensive, even discussing it has cost tons of public money. We have already spent nearly $500 million on a general bridge design alone. There was some momentum, which eventually fizzled into where we are today. Nevertheless, the scuttled Columbia River Crossing CRC effort spent nearly $200 million without building anything. The revived IVR has already exceeded $270 million in consulting and design. A river crossing bridge without rail was estimated in 2023 at $1 billion to $1.5 billion. A summary of the MAX light rail extension in the IBR estimates the light rail portion adding a cost of $1.3 billion to $1.99 billion. Current total project cost estimates for the whole IBR are $5.5 billion. A new estimate is due this month. There are alternatives to rail. A managed lane design that uses the existing C-TRAN system keep the core bridge in the lower cost range. MAX rail adds billions for very limited use. Portland's MAX averages around 62,000 weekday boardings in a region of more than 1.8 million people. This is under 4% of the population. Clark County's C-TRAN bus service averages about 15,000 weekday trips with a population of roughly 350,000, also under 5%. Look north to the Sound Transit for a similar story. According to Charles Prestrud, in the Puget Sound region, residents make a total of about 14 million trips per day. That's trips to and from work, school, shopping, etc. Of that total, light rail accounts for less than 1%. Prestrud notes how public transportation use is down in the Seattle area. Not only is total transit ridership in the region lower today than it was in 2019, it is also lower than it was 15 years ago. We can connect without importing rail from Portland. Indeed, rail benefits the lucky few riders situated where it's convenient to get to a station. For the majority of others, it requires a bus ride to reach a fancy train station. Clark County transit riders are expected to make transfers to get a light rail facility on the river's north side. C-TRAN buses already cross the I-205 Glen Jackson Bridge to link with MAX stations on the south side of the river. If you live in Vancouver near to I-205, including all the points to the north and east, the short bus ride to get to the MAX near PDX makes the most sense, rather than commuting west through town towards I-5. The Mount Hood MAX station is off the first 205 exit into Oregon. Camas, Washington is east of I-205. Their city council unanimously passed a resolution opposing the IBR light rail component over concerns it would burden residents with high costs and little benefit. Building bridges. Gregory Johnson, the IBR director, is stepping down after 5 years of leading the project. He's heading home to Michigan for personal reasons. What matters most at this moment is to find new leadership for a bridge replacement without rail. Johnson was an early leader in building the magnificent Gordie Howe Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Canada. He recently said it was easier to get two countries to agree on that bridge project than dealing with Washington and Oregon. Of course, building the new Detroit-Windsor Bridge was easier to get started. Its planning did not include light rail. Johann Peters is on the Cascade Board of Directors, serving in one of the positions for District 3-6.